So actually, the attack dragon was supposed to be next. So now that he's dead, it goes to Raka.
Oh, I'm going after the owlbear. The little fucker.
All right, you're gonna keep going after him. All right, so you're gonna be able to close the movement, and again, you're gonna get the bear attacks. You only have 3 health remaining as a bear. Okay, so that first one's gonna hit, and the second one will also hit. So both of your attacks will hit, so you can roll for damage on both. Okay, so the first attack is 7. Okay, the second attack is a 15. So that's going to be 22 damage. It has 26 health remaining. So as you go up, Raka, you slice at the owlbear, and it falls to the ground on its side bleeding. It is still alive. It is not going to be very mobile for the time being. It only has 4 health remaining. So it's going to be kind of crippled, and it's going to stay in the same spot, but it's going to be able to lash out at you if you're close. And you're not going to be able to move now that you've done the attacks. So it will be able to lash out at you, which is its next turn, which is coming up right now. So the owlbear is available for attack. It does still have all of its attacks available. Okay, so the first attack is going to hit. The second one actually will hit it as well. So the first attack is going to... Ooh, damn. Okay, well, that's still resistant, so it's only going to be 7, but that's going to launch Raka out of bear form. Okay, so that's going to be an additional 4 damage to your halfling form from that attack. Then the next attack is only going to do 4 damage. That's going to be the owlbear's turn. Purity, it is now your turn.
I can't get the monkey to pick us up out of the cloud, right? So that we can see?
No, you can.
Alright, you're going to get picked up out of this cloud?
I would love that because of what I'm about to do.
Okay, I would like to have my monkey pick us up.
You order the monkey to pick you and Arch up. It puts you one on each of its shoulders and stands up straight so that you are protruding out of the gas cloud so that you can actually see the battlefield again.
Good boy. Alright, I'm going to use my boomerang on Raka for hurting my bear.
Okay, so Raka is within range of the boomerang. Okay, so yeah, that's a 30. You definitely hit him. So then that's going to be 1d4 plus 7. Okay, so that's only going to be 4 damage because he's still in rage form. So you wing the boomerang over and it zings across like the side of his arm and smacks him and then comes back to your hand. Doesn't do too much damage, but he does know you're there. Kane, it is now down to you. Can you hit something?
Don't forget that D4, Kane. I got you.
Well, I'm going to get out of stink cloud for 1.
So you are out of the stink cloud. You can now see around you.
Alright, I'm going to go for Rockin' now, because I'm sick of trying to hit Vash.
So whatever ranged attack you choose to use.
Alright, I'm going to use Eldritch Blast then.
Since you just came out of a stink cloud, I'm going to say you take a -2, but because of the +4, you're only going to get a +2. So
16 hits.
That will hit.
Every time. Such bullshit.
Oh, okay. So again, that's cut in half, so that's only going to be 5. So that's another 5 damage to you. Okay, so Kane, you are able to hit him for a bit of damage, but that's about it. So now it's going to go back up to Lumpy. And Lumpy is tired of people harming his friends. So he doesn't like Kane. He's going to go after Kane this time. So Lumpy is going to come up to you, and he's going to attack. And again, he gets a +4 for the strength. That's a 2 + 6. All right, he misses. He misses. He swings with his hammer and misses you. You hurt Spot.
Spot,
and Teddy.
suck a cock.
And Teddy. All right, so Teddy is little furry man that turns into bear.
Little furry man's gonna sell you for a slave auction.
Little furry man, love Lumpy. Now that that's all taken care of, it's Stumpy's turn. He's still kind of following behind his dad, trying to hit him with the club. So you can choose to keep doing that, or you can choose another target.
Fuck him up.
All right, so he's going to roll up, and he's going to he gets a +3. So I'm going to say that's going to hit because he's also going to be attacking him from behind because Lumpy didn't want to attack his own kid. That's an attack of opportunity, so it will also crit. So that's 2d10s. All right, so that's 34 damage. So he conks him on the back of the fucking head with that club. So that hurt Lumpy quite a bit. So Lumpy's not doing so great. So he's down to 14 HP. It looks like he may have a concussion. Arch, it is now down to you.
First off, a fun little concentration check, right?
That's fair enough. Okay, you pass your concentration check.
The reason why is because the next thing I'm going to be doing is channeling divinity. Because I'm a life domain, it allows me to pump out preserve life. Essentially, I get 44 hit points to lay on hands anybody in sight, up to half of their HP, and I'm just going to raise the middle fingers with my holy symbol rings on them to our wonderful owlbear and gorilla companions, bringing them well into half health. So I'm going to divide it in half and put it into both of them.
So 22 each. Okay, you said up to half, correct?
Yep.
All right, so the giant monkey, that means he's going to jump back up to 60, and the owl bear was at 4. It is now back at 26. So that is your turn. So now it is going to go down to the giant monkey. So and keep in mind, you are also riding on the back of the giant monkey right now, both you and Purity. Maybe have him throw some shit to see if there's anything around him. He might be able to do a ranged attack.
Yeah, let's do that. Is there anything around him?
Roll perception.
Please don't throw the kobold.
And you also get a +4, so it's actually technically a +2. So that's a 19. So you find a big enough rock to chuck.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's throw it at whatever the dad is, Lumpy.
Lumpy? Okay, you're going to throw it at Lumpy. Okay. Okay, so that means you get a total of +15. That's going to hit. That boulder itself does 2d10 damage. 13.
Oh, he's got one health.
You clock him in the side of the face, and Lumpy goes down to the ground. He's not dead, but he is very thoroughly concussed. It is now down to Dickstab, whose spirit is inhabiting the glaive. That's an 8, but he also gets a little bit of a plus to that. So I'm going to say he's now in control of it enough where he can launch it, but it's probably going to take a minus to the action. He's going to launch that, and he is going to launch it directly at the owlbear, and he's going to launch an aimed attack at its claw because he wants to try and pin it to the ground in glaive form. Now, because of the way the glaive works in this system, I'm going to roll to hit, but it's not going to take very much because of the way that system works. The owlbear is going to be able to roll a reactionary roll to try and dodge it. He's going to hit assuming that the owlbear does not roll a superior dodge roll. So, Purity, you're going to have to roll for your owlbear, 1d20. So, the owlbear does not have enough to move. The glaive sticks into its paw, pinning it to the ground in one position. It cannot move out of the position that it is in without causing serious damage to its claw. Now, as for the damage for the glaive, 2d4 plus 3 damage. So it does 8 damage, and the thing is, that's also a targeted attack, so that's also going to double. So that's going to be 16 damage. So the 16 damage is going to knock it back down to 10 health. And now that Dickstab is done with his turn, Bash, it is back up to you. So the owlbear is probably within the realm where you might be able to wipe it off the map.
Alright, I'll just shoot my crossbow at it.
Okay, roll dexterity to aim and fire the crossbow. You're going to get a +2 to it in addition to your dexterity because the owlbear can't move. Okay, that's going to hit. Oh, the owlbear has 10 health left, so you just did 10 damage to him. So I'm going to roll a death saving throw to see if the owlbear is still alive. The owlbear is alive, but it is incapacitated, so it will not be able to attack on its next turn, and it will also, on its next turn, it will need to roll an additional death saving throw. So, Bash, you have knocked it out of the fight for the time being. Cham, it is down to you. So you're back on the ground, and also your katana is right next to you, so you can just pick it up.
Yeah, I'll just pick that up, and I'm going to use Hypnotic Pattern on Arch.
The kobold. Create a twisted pattern of colors that weaves through the air inside a 30-foot cube within range. The pattern appears for a moment and vanishes. Each creature in the area who sees the pattern must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature becomes charmed for the duration. While charmed this spell, the creature is incapacitated and has a speed of 0. Okay.
Yeah, I'm charmed. I already fucked it.
Okay, so you are currently incapacitated, and since it's 1 minute, that means you're going to be incapacitated for your next 3 turns, unless you manage to roll a successful wisdom check on any of them. Cham, you were able to do that successfully, so you have successfully taken their cleric out of the picture.
Is that considered a minor action?
For the sake of this, I'm going to say it is.
Then I'm going to use Fear on Stumpy.
So this is one action, so this will be the end of your turn, but I'm going to have him roll a save to see if he is going to be able to resist. I doubt he will. He will not. He will not. He rolled in that one.
Son of a fuck.
All right, so Stumpy looks over at you as you cast the spell, and from his eyes, because he's seeing his worst fear possible, he sees his father walking out the door with a briefcase and a hat. He doesn't know what's going on, and then the door shuts, and you see that he looks sad. His heart is broken, and then he proceeds to run behind the yellow house that's still on fire and start bawling his eyes out. He'll be gone for 1 turn.
You made him cry, you monster!
But now it's going to go down to Raka, and Raka, you're still in halfling form.
Not anymore.
Oh, you're going back into bear form?
Absolutely.
Are you putting on the Wolverine gloves before you do?
Yes.
All right, you put on the Wolverine gloves and pop the claws, and as you do so, you turn into a bear. The bear also apparently has a Wolverine mask when he transforms now. Okay, so Raka, so basically the way that works is that with the Wolverine claws, you're going to do an additional 4d4 damage when you do your claw swipe. So that damage is going to be added on to whatever your normal attack. Now that that's all set, who do you want to attack? Because that is a minor action.
Cool.
The owl bear. You're not gonna heal the owl bear after it's just like kind of yeeted all over me for like a little while. No. 13 and a 20.
So the first one is going to hit, so you can roll for damage on that. You won't need much, and even a 1 will do. All right, so basically what you do is you take the Wolverine claws that are on the bear's claws already, and you jam them through the owl bear's head. The owl bear is now dead.
No!
So, Raka, you still have that second attack that you can put somewhere if you want to. Kane is actually within range of you because he ran out in front of the gas cloud.
Oh, absolutely. Fuck you, Kane.
Bring it on, bitch.
All right, well, that's going to hit because you already rolled a 20, and that is your normal damage, which is a 15. So that's a total of 27 damage. Kane, what's your health?
25.
Okay, so he slices you pretty good with those Wolverine claws, and he's right in front of you. He does that damage to you, but Raka, that is going to finally end your turn. And now we're going to go down to Purity. So you are still on the giant gorilla's back.
Can my little fox make a bomb?
So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to roll the fox's intelligence for me. The fox is not going to be able to contemplate making an explosive.
Did I? Damn it.
That's still a minor action, so you can still do something if you want. You still have ranged attacks, or you could try going out in melee.
I'm gonna try another range attack, a bolt at Cham.
Oh,
What
okay.
the fuck?
So you rolled a nat 1. So you sneeze right as you're about to fire the crossbow bolt, and instead of firing the crossbow bolt towards Cham, you actually sneeze, and it goes into the back of the ape's head. All right, so that's 12, so that only does... So he's down to 48 health. That hurt him a little bit, but he's doing okay. He's livable. All right, Kane, it is now your turn.
Alright, I am attacking Raka. Hellish Rebuke.
I'm going to allow you to be able to do that, but from now on, it's going to be strictly reactionary. That's 2d10 fire damage on a failed dexterity saving throw.
So yeah, because I got danger sense, and I'm not blinded, deafened, or incapacitated, so I have advantage on. First one would be 17.
Okay, yeah, then you are able to safely dodge that attack, and you just kind of, you do like a bear shuffle out of the way, so that means it does 1d10 damage, so Kane, you could roll that.
So that's 1 damage.
So now it is Lumpy, so he's going to do a saving throw to see if he stays alive. Because he has a fairly high constitution, I'm going to say he stays alive, and the only thing that he can do, because he's lying on the ground, is he could use his fucking arm cannon. And he's going to aim that directly at the monkey. For spot. So that is going to hit, and he is aiming directly at the monkey's head.
So that's a crit.
Yeah, that's a crit because it hits, so that's going to be doubled. Ooh, and that is doubled. Yeah, that's a 62. Directly to its head. So what happened is, basically, Lumpy aimed the cannonball, and because his aim was so good, and because of his love for Spot, he was able to aim it correctly, and the cannonball impacted the monkey's head and blew it apart like a fucking pinata full of brain matter. So you splattered his fucking head and decapitated him. She was on his shoulder. So she's going to be thrown off along with Arch. So both of you guys are going to take 1d10 damage when you hit the ground and from the blast. Your health is 89, so your health has now gone down to 79. And Arch, whatever your health was, like I said, that's a -4.
Told you. Worm already done said these mitts is rated E for everyone. We'll fuck
Okay, so-
everything up in here.
Stumpy is going to have his turn that he was stunned because he ran away last turn. So this is his one turn that he is stunned because he's still back there crying over his father leaving him. Arch is incapacitated because of Cham's spell, which means it goes down to Dickstab, who is still impaled in the ground inside the glaive. He's going to roll to see if he can dislodge the glaive. Oh my god! What happens with Dickstab is because he rolled a d20, he actually pulls himself out of the ground, but the owlbear's claw is still attached to his pointed end of the glaive. So what he decides to do is he's going to rotate himself around in the glaive fast enough to throw the owlbear at somebody else, the owlbear's corpse. So he's going to throw it at Arch because Arch is the easiest to smush.
Well, fuck you too, fat boy.
All right, so he's going to roll a dexterity roll to see if he can actually hit you, even though you're on the ground. Okay, he does not. He just chucks that owlbear corpse, and it just kind of flies through the air and lands in a heap on the ground, and that's about it. He then kind of just hovers there and disappointed in himself.
And I take no notice because pretty fucking colors.
Yep, exactly. So you still have another turn of that. Now it's back up to Vash, who's still alive.
I'm gonna aim at the Goblin
Kobold
Queen.
is sitting there waving
Okay.
you on.
Remember,
Tell
fat
me.
boy,
So-
you're going down next round.
Oh, you hit, and that is a targeted attack, which means whatever the damage is for that was going to crit. So you can roll the damage for the ballista, and that will be doubled. 12, so 24. So yeah, you do 24 damage. Purity, as you're getting up, a crossbow bolt goes right through your fucking shoulder.
Son of a fuck!
Okay, so now it goes down to Cham.
I'm gonna fly over to Kane and attack with my sword.
Okay, are you just going to do like kind of a flyby thing and try and slice him?
Yeah.
So you're going to go at speed, so this is going to be an attack of opportunity. So you're not paying attention to Cham right now, you're paying attention to Raka. So this is going to be an attack of opportunity because of the speed and because you're not paying attention to him. So the attack roll itself is going to get an additional +2. So Cham, you can roll for attack. 15 is going to be enough to hit. So you're going to basically do a flyby on Kane, so you can roll for damage. So that's 24 damage to Kane.
I have 1 health left.
As Cham flies by with his katana, as Kane is kind of looking over at Raka, you fly and slice him right in the back, severing his lower spinal cord. His legs are now useless, and he collapses to the ground. Kane, on your next turn, you will have to roll to make sure you do not bleed out.
So this is why they call it Cripple Island.
Raka, it is now your turn. Kane is now in front of you, and he only has 1 health.
Maul him.
Yeah, gonna handle this.
Okay, that will hit.
You know, this wasn't the way I was expecting to die. I was expecting to die being suffocated by
Wow.
goblin tits.
And just kind of like smashes his head like the mountain from Game of Thrones.
Kane, unfortunately, your character is now deceased. So now Lumpy is just going to make a saving throw to make sure he stays alive. He doesn't have any more ammo left for that cannon. So he's just literally rolling to stay alive. He rolled a nat 20, so he stabilized himself. He doesn't need to roll again, but he's down to 1 health. So Stumpy is now unstunned from his previous roll, and he comes back out to see that all of the animals are now dead, along with Kane. He is going to go into a furious rage, and he's going to go after Raka, because Raka's the biggest thing that's right in front of him.
I was going to escape. Fuck it. Go, Stumpy, go.
Because you don't have a control stone in him, you don't have complete control of him, but you can try and get him out of his rage. You're just going to have to roll really high.
Alright,
that's
have
good.
fun, Raka. I tried.
All right, so Stumpy is going to attack you. So that is going to miss. So he's going to swing with that, and that will miss. So now it will go down to Arch, who is still looking at colors. You can roll a wisdom check to see if you can break it.
10.
Okay, that is not going to be enough to break that because it is a pretty powerful spell. So you will get dazed for 1 more turn, and then after that, I think this turn, and then after that, I think you're back to normal. After him, it goes back down to Dickstab, who is inside the glaive. Now he's going to have to roll because the afterlife is starting to pull Dickstab out of the glaive, so he's going to have to roll to stay in the glaive. He does not stay in the glaive. Dickstab passes on to the other world as the glaive collapses to the ground. It is simply there for somebody to pick up if they wish, but Dickstab is
I'm
well
going for that shit.
Dickstab is gone. And as he leaves this world, you hear, "For Dickstab!" And then he leaves. So his spirit is now gone to the afterlife. So he is now checked off the list. Vash, it is now back to you.
I'll try using Thunderclap. Caught my big dummy thick ass cheeks.
So you're going to be able to do 2d6 to Purity and Arch if they don't pass saving throws. Acrobatics is +12, so yeah, okay, you dodge.
Oh,
Alright, so
maybe
she's
shit.
able to dodge out of the way. However, Arch is still going to get hit with that damage, so you can roll the 2d6 for him. Because he's stuck in that kaleidoscope thing, so he doesn't even know he's being attacked. Okay, so that's 7 damage, so Arch, that's 7 damage to you. Alright, so you're at 15 health, and like I said, next turn, this coming turn, you'll be able to take control again after the pretty lights. So Cham, it's now down to you.
Alright, how close am I to the glaive?
You are close enough where you can go over and pick it up.
Alright, I'll pick it up.
Okay, as you pick it up, you feel the power of Krull flow through your body. and you can now throw the glaive as if it was your own weapon. The glaive has bonded to you to an extent, so now you're able to throw it. So basically, the way the glaive works is you throw it, and somebody gets a reaction throw. You don't actually roll to attack.
Then I'll throw it at Arch.
So he can't roll to dodge.
All right, bucko.
So you got to roll it's 2d4 plus 3 damage.
I'm just saying, anybody could use a healer, right? Like,
So you're down to 9.
fuck.
So the glaive goes and it zings right past your arm and slices your arm open, and then goes right back to Cham's hand. Raka, it is now your turn.
All right. Who else wants some of Worm's mittens?
You are protected by the Cobalt from the bear. It will do up to 60 damage. Raka, if you want to try and get through it, you're probably just going to have to be a damage sponge. Unless you want to try and go out of bear form and use a ranged attack if you have one.
Nah.
Alright, so you're just going to bum rush that fucking thing?
Yep.
So Arch, what's the damage roll for that?
It is a dexterity saving throw versus my spell DC of 15.
Well, that beats a 15.
So he takes half the damage, which would have been 10
think-
damage.
So because he got past the dexterity throw, does that mean he also got past it?
But he did get past it, yeah.
Alright, so you got past that, Raka, so that's a movement action. So I'm going to say you're still going to at least get your attacks.
I'm gonna have to get rid of that kobold guy. So that's who these are going towards.
Well, fuck you too.
So that means you're down to 1, but he still gets a second attack. So if the second attack hits,
If it doesn't, I'll just drag you away.
both of those attacks will miss. So you still have 9 health remaining. Okay, but Raka is behind the Kobold now. So it is your turn now, however. So Raka is also now behind the Kobold, so he's within melee range.
Oh, I was going to fucking escape with Arch.
Well, you can try doing that too if you want to. You can roll dexterity to try and grab him.
Let's roll.
That would be athletics to make the run, and then you're also going to have to roll a strength roll, even though he's kind of small, to pick him up and run with him. All right, you rolled an 18. Now, plus that is actually a 30, so because you get a plus 12 to athletics. So, Raka, I'll have you roll to try and see if you can do that. You're going to get an attack of opportunity, so you can roll for the attack now, but she's moving pretty fucking fast.
Like the wind.
Like a short green wind. Ooh, okay. She rolled a 30, you rolled a 23, but because it's an attack of opportunity, I'm going to say he's going to be able to hit you with one of his claws.
9 total.
9 total damage? Okay, so Purity, you've gone down from a 55 to a 46 for health, but you're still moving. So he attacked you, but you're still going because of the speed that you're at. So you're going to be able to roll strength to try and pick up Arch. Okay, so that's a 15. So you're able to pick him up and continue to run with him. Now, the thing is, because you're running in the opposite direction, anybody with an aimed ability is going to be also get an attack of opportunity because you're running away through basically an open field.
I was gonna ask if it's still in initiative order, then it would come to me because I want to do one last spell as a parting fuck you.
Okay, I'll allow that. Then it's gonna go back to those guys anyway.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 4th level hold person. 4th level means that I can target 4 separate people. Range is up to 60 feet, and each one of them has to be within 30 feet of each other.
Okay, so that would encompass pretty much everybody. That's still going to affect you, but you will get an attack of opportunity. And Vash, you will also get an attack of opportunity because you have a ranged attack as well. So Cham, because you have the glaive, Purity, you're going to have to roll a d20 to dodge the glaive.
Well, I'm aiming at Art.
You're aiming at him specifically.
Yep.
All right, well, she's carrying him, so she's still going to have to roll to dodge. Here's what I'm going to do in this situation, because she has to dodge that in order to actually not get hit by it. So she's able to dodge the glaive. However, because her back is turned, she's dodging the glaive, which means Vash is going to get an advantage on his attack. Now, Vash, are you aiming at Purity, or are you aiming at Arch?
Arch.
So you're going to aim at him, so that's an aimed attack. It'll take a -2. Oh, yeah, that hits. That hits. That's going to crit too. Roll the ballista damage.
I'd like to point out I'm giving
Four.
him the finger as he kills me.
How does it feel to be killed by Fat Colonel Sanders?
Flying around in a magic chair. Okay, so 4d6, and that's critted. Vash, you fire the ballista bolt, and it hits Arch in the head, impaling his head, launching him out of Purity's arms, and stabbing into the ground, pinning his corpse there. He is now dead.
Well, there goes bringing him back.
So now it is literally just Purity, and I'm assuming, Arch, since you're dead, that means your spell is negated.
Is Stumpy still dead, or is he still raging in the corner?
Well, Stumpy came out and he was stunned, but now pretty much everybody's dead, so Stumpy has kind of gone over to his father, who has been stabilized now, and he's sitting there holding his remaining hand, comforting him, hoping that he doesn't die, because now he has gone out of rage mode.
You dumb fuckers killed the healer. Good luck.
Alright, so whose turn is it now?
Because it was an attack of opportunity, it would go back up to Vash. So Vash, you can finish this.
Arch is in the
Oh.
corner as a ghost saying, fuck all of you.
Cobalt middle fingers, just from the death, hanging out with that dick stabber fuck.
No, wait, no. I'll do my thunderclap.
It can be heard up to 100 feet away, so she's definitely within range.
I want to try aiming at her leg.
Yeah, I was gonna say you missed. Okay, so now it goes to Cham. So Cham, because Arch is dead, that means that I'm assuming that means that spell is now negated.
Alright, then I'm just gonna go fly over to the Zeppelin and start puncturing holes in the shed.
Okay, so the Zeppelin is within range for you to fly up to it. So you can fly up to it and start doing that. So roll dexterity to poke holes in it. Okay, so you're able to slice it up a bit, so it's starting to kind of droop down from the sky, but it's not coming down completely yet. It might still be usable to fly away. So now
leaking, and so whoever has any fire abilities could just blow it
it
up.
is hydrogen, yeah, you could use that. So now it goes down to Raka. So Raka, you can choose to do what you want at this point. Purity is almost to the ladder on her Zeppelin.
Alright, so I'm going to use my bonus action to leave Wild Shape, and then I am going to cast Tangle, that's 90 feet, to make a strength saving throw, or be restrained by the entangling plants.
Okay, so Purity, you're going to have to roll a d20, and that's going to be your strength.
So
That is a
that's
14.
fail. That is a fail.
Purity, you are entangled at the base of the ladder.
Son of a fuck.
Oh, where you going? Getting a little squirrely, aren't you?
Okay, so Purity, it's actually now your turn.
I can't do anything. I'm stuck, right?
You can try and cut yourself out of it, or struggle to get out of it, to get free and get up the ladder. Okay, you still didn't break out of it. So you're still stuck there. Lumpy and Stumpy are out of combat at this point because they're just kind of consoling with each other. Arch is dead. Vash, you have a chance to finish her the fuck off.
All right.
She can't move, by the way, so you're not going to take any negatives to this. It'll be a +4, even if it's a targeted one. Oh,
my
you
God.
nailed a nat 20. It's doubled, so it's going to hit. So roll your damage, and then that's going to be multiplied by 2. That's 42 damage. So you're down to 4 health. That ballista bolt goes right through your other shoulder.
Fuck!
So your arms are kind of not really that useful at this point. Cham, you're still up above there on the Zeppelin.
How close is she to the Zeppelin?
She's directly under it.
I'm gonna fly back a little bit. I'm gonna use dancing lights and throw the little flares into the holes.
You use your spell and you light the hydrogen on fire. The hydrogen then immediately explodes. Now, for a reaction roll for the fox. Okay, the fox does not have a very good reaction roll, so the fox kind of looks up as the balloon on top of him explodes, and that's going to do 4d10 damage to the fox. Okay, so the fox is instantaneously incinerated. Purity, since you're underneath the Zeppelin is going to come down on top of you because you can't move. Unfortunately, since you can't move and it's not your turn, you're not going to be able to dodge it. So it's going to be 2d10 damage. Okay, 8 damage. So it was enough, so it comes down, everything is incinerated, everybody is dead. Somehow Vash, Raka, and Cham all managed to fucking survive. And Lumpy.
And Lumpy and Stumpy.
And Lumpy and Stumpy were reunited as father and son. Cham, Vash, and Raka, you guys all go off after this and continue on with your lives. Vash, you open a very large chain of fried chicken restaurant. Your mascot is actually Lumpy and Stumpy, the father-son team. Lumpy has since retired from his days of crippling people and has now gone to become a fry cook at one of your restaurants, as well as his son. He's also the manager as well as the fry cook. He just likes to cook.
So, you know, when a Karen asks where the manager is, I can always lead him to Stumpy, and then he could break her legs.
So those two go off and develop a very good father and son relationship. All of Purity's animals and her friends and the fox are all unfortunately deceased. However, you guys all meet in the afterlife, and you have your grandiose zoo and your goblin people with you in the afterlife. All the ones that were killed and brutally murdered over the last 3 sessions of this campaign.
Oh, Dick Stab, it's time for some payback.
Dick Stab, I'm pretty sure he went to hell because he's Dick Stab. And in addition to that, because all of you guys did manage to live, you all got a portion of the treasure. Vash, you used that to open up fried chicken restaurants. Cham, you used it to buy a lifetime supply of potatoes. And Raka, you used it to buy a bigger grill and a hat that would also transform with you into a bear. That is the end of Cripple Island.